live. I am so thankful to have been invited by Leah from Make All the Things with Me. She's been hosting this wonderful YouTube collab. It started off with Red Brick Home Crafts and then went to Tracy's Crafty Creations and then to our Backroom Creations. And then she just went herself, Make All the Things with Me. And then now it's my turn. Up after me to conclude the whole collaboration will be Christy's Crafty Cottage. You can find all the videos in the playlist that is listed in the description box below. Yay, so now that we have all of that squared away, welcome in. Make sure you give the video a big thumbs up, like, subscribe, do all the things. Today, I'm going to be working with some rub-ons that I just got from Tapeology, but you can get them anywhere. Hello, there's Diana and Janet. Thanks for coming in. I do have a link for Tapeology to save you some funds, but they did just send out an email that they are not going to be doing very many more shipments to the US until some of their pricing and things get figured out. Hey, thanks for sharing, Karen. I greatly appreciate that. So you can find rub-ons at even Dollar Tree has them. I'm sure the craft and hobby stores has them. Michael's and Hobby Lobby and so forth. So I'm going to use them in a couple different ways today. I have this little flip folio that I made, and I just wanted to spruce up a little bit because now I know who it's going to, so I just want to customize it a little bit. And so the way I like to use rub-ons is I like to cut them out first, just because then I feel like I have a better chance of getting it right. I remember back in my scrapbooking days, it's funny when people say that, but it really feels like it was back in the scrapbooking days in the early 2000s. And even before that, rub-ons were not the thing to use because they were very difficult. A lot of times they didn't turn out right. And it always just kind of made me cringe to think, I'm gonna use those in my project that I've been already working on and it's gonna go not right. But they have evolved. Even the ones from Dollar Tree have been really great in the last few years. Hello, Chris. Hello, Carol. Who else just joined us? Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for sharing the video out. Greatly appreciate it. Okay, so what you're going to get when you cut this out. Hi, Tam. You're going to have a little backing and then this part. Be real careful touching this part too much because that is where the rub-on is just lightly staying there. So I am just going to put it exactly where I want it to go. Make sure you don't don't be a hovercrafter here because it won't serve you well. That rub-on will come apart and then you'll be really sad. So I'm just going to use my bone folder here, but you can even use like the back of your scissors, whatever you have that's kind of this hard plastic, and you can kind of rub against it here to get it to stay right onto your surface. Okay. And I think rub-ons are a really great way to spruce up just about any craft project that you have, as long as they work. Hello, everyone. Come on in. Welcome here. Hey, there's Sharon. Hi, Chris. All right. Yay, we got some friends in the house. Be sure to tap the 3 little dots that you see up here, I think, in the corner somewhere, and hit that thumbs up button. It really helps me a lot. And if you have shared and copied the link, I greatly appreciate you. That also helps my video to grow. All the things. Okay, so what I like to do once I've kind of rubbed all over them, I like to lift the corner and just see if it's sticking. If I have done everything that it needs so that it's sticking. So you can kind of see how when you peel it, it's now just staying there. Don't let go of one corner though, because if you miss a little spot, you'll want to lay it right back down in the exact same place to get the rest of it on there. And look at that. It came off clean. We got it. We got it. We got it. And look how beautiful that is. It just adds right to the surface. And when you rub over it with your finger now, it's just smooth to the surface. So let's do another one because that's really fun. I want to put one in here so that way when you open this little reveal, it'll be right there. And there are roses in this background paper. This paper is by Line Dot Arrow. And it was the something burgundy kit. Hey guys, come on in. Hello, happy Saturday. So I was thinking I might put this little bundle right here. And then this time we're going to add a little thing. You can put rub-ons over rub-ons, and that's kind of fun. And you might go, okay, well, why do you want to do that? Because like if you have this fun little bundle of flowers here, maybe you want to add a little leaf to it. So again, I'm just going to cut it out. And when I cut it out, you want to make sure that you're getting that backing paper and the little, the top layer that has the design stuck to it. All right, I don't know if I'm going to want it this big, but we can trim it off. Now, the good thing about this is you don't have to fussy cut. You just have to kind of loosely cut it out. You don't have to be exact. That's wonderful. I love that. Okay, let's see. I think I want it down just a little bit here. And see how the stem is sticking out? I don't want that. So I'm going to cut a little chunk of that stem off. And we'll cut it at an angle because most florists cut their stems at an angle. No fussy cut required. That's right. How's everybody's Saturday going? Mine's been kind of lazy. I haven't done a lot, which was good. And I'm drinking my energy drink. Again, I don't condone energy drink drinking, but I do drink them sometimes. Okay, so then I have this little pack of stems here, and we can decide if one of these leaves, maybe this one might be good for this little rose here. So, or this one's a little closer to the edge where I can cut without making a big mess of these. These might be good to keep. They come in this little, the plain acrylic sticker packaging. But if you have one that has lots of different pieces like this, it might be nice to put them in a reusable pouch or folder, envelope, whatever you have. So that way you can keep all of the little pieces. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is, I know exactly where I want to put this. So I'm going to put this down, and then, where do I want to put the leaf first? Let's put the leaf first. All right, so we have to, again, peel that backing off of there. And the backing comes off super easy. If you can see it, that's my only hiccup. Everybody's Saturday is going well. Regina's here. Hello. She left the house for a 20-minute errand, but inside the rest of this chilly day. Oh, see, we've had some beautiful sunshine here. Oh, your horse competition got canceled. Oh, no, the grounds were too wet. Yeah, see, here the ground is probably still too wet for anything. But we've had some beautiful sunshine today. Okay, so let's find that placement again. Make sure I put it in the right spot. I want this rose down just a little bit. So I have this peeled. We're ready to go. And I'm going to put it right there. Okay. And so then you can see they come with a popsicle stick for you to use to kind of rub along the rub-ons there, but I just like to use either something plastic, something a little different, something that's always on my desk, I guess. And you can kind of see they do kind of turn white once you've got them peeled off enough on there. So I know that I haven't done any over here. You want to rub around the whole design to make sure that they stick. It's funny, when I was scrapbooking and I had my scrapbooking store, there were several companies that sold these rub-ons. Lux Designs was my favorite one. They were called That's the Rub. And they were like butter, so smooth. It was funny because I saw them at a craft show, at like a big convention. And we were walking by and the lady was like, "Have you seen our rub-ons?" And I was like, "I'm sorry, I'm not interested. Thanks though." And she's like, "Oh, are you not interested because you don't like rub-ons?" I was like, "No, they never work." And she was like, "Oh, well, you're in the right place. Let me show you ours because they work every single time." And I thought, oh, great. Here I go getting sucked into some little demonstration. But she was right. I was glad I stayed. I bought every single one they offered and offered it in my store. Look, that came off very easily. So these ones are nice too. These ones are by Tapeology. I'm not sure what's going on with Tapeology right now. They sent out a message saying they're not doing any U.S. orders right now. Now I lost my other piece. Where'd it go? Oh boy. What happened to the roses? I was just going to put right there. It's not a live craft if you don't lose something that you were going to use. Did it fall to the floor? Oh boy, if it fell to the floor, we are never going to find it again. So annoying. We might have to pick a different one. All right, let me just look back through this stuff here one more time. Because, oh, nope, there it is. There it is. Okay. Ugh, only when you're live. Hello, Tracy Crafty's Creations. She was in the collab today. There is a playlist in the description that will have all the creators that crafted with us today on this fun YouTube collab. Okay, so we're going to put this right over it where we wanted it to go. And don't worry that it looks like it's covering up this other little leafy part that we just did. It'll be just fine. So we do have to peel this off. And these are not like those PET stickers that you're trying to peel apart. This is much thicker material. It almost feels like the plastic that you do Shrinky Dinks on. If you've never used a rub-on before. Okay, I want it up just a little bit because I want it to be not seen by that front part. And we're going to put it right on the seam of that paper there. I have this funny thing with seams of paper. I have to cover the edge. I don't know why. I don't know when that developed, but it must have been early on in my paper crafting journey because it has been something that has stuck with me and carried out all through. If I can put something to cover an edge, that's usually where I will put it. Okay, so let's see. Now, when you're doing this part, if you're doing a rub-on over a rub-on, be really careful not to rub too much over that rub-on we already just put on, because it could break it apart. Although usually once these are stuck on there, they are permanent on there. You can sometimes pick them apart if you decide, you know, maybe you don't like it or whatever. But it's kind of hard to get the whole thing off of there at that point. If you put this on and for some reason you really don't like it, I would say take a piece of paper and cover over it if you really want to change it up. Okay, so we're right over that part where we already have a rub-on. And let's see, usually I just lift a little corner and see if it's down, and it is. Right over that other spot. And again, keep this part stuck down until you know that it's all the way down. So just slowly start to lift. And if you're meeting it with some resistance, that probably means you need to use your craft tool of choice, or be it the popsicle stick or your bone folder or whatever it is that you're using to rub on. And just go again a little bit more because it should just very smoothly come apart. Okay, perfect. And it is perfect when you know and you look at this leftover wrapping, which you could use this for like a window. There's nothing left on there, so I like that. But you can see the scratches from the tool that you are using to scratch it on there. Wow, 20 friends in the house. Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, like, subscribe, do all of the things. I do a lot of different paper crafting here if you're new to my channel. Okay, so now we've seen we can put it on different types of paper. And it does show even through this darker paper. So that was a white paper. And then we can put it even over a rub-on so we can layer them. That's pretty cool. Now I'm going to put on some fabric. Before I totally move on, though, I have this rule that things with wings have to sparkle. So before I forget, I've got to put some shimmer stick on there. This is just the Sheer Shimmer Sticks STIX by Imagine. And I do have these in my Amazon store if you're looking for something of that nature. I'll try to put that in the description box down below as well. But sometimes it takes me a little bit after the live to get everything into the description box that needs to be there. Okay. So now we'll switch back to the rub-ons, and I'm going to use some fabric. And I'm not very good at telling you the kinds of fabric. I just picked this up at a thrift store. I can see I paid $1.59. It kind of feels like cotton, like maybe what your pillowcase or something like that would feel like. But I just loved that it was kind of plain. And look at how it frays. That was what caught my eye. I was like, oh, I need that. And it was only $1.59. So I've got, I don't know, probably about a yard of it here, maybe even a little bit more. So for $1.59, that was great. And it's got these wonderful staples in there, which I usually just try to take out and pull them off the fabric so it doesn't leave any more holes than the staples already are leaving. Then I close this down before I throw them away so that they don't poke anyone. Looks like a thick muslin. That's what I was going to say. It's either muslin or cotton or something of that sort. But I'm sure it's going to rip nicely because I love the way that it frays already. So we're just going to cut off a little piece. And so I want to cut maybe about right here-ish. Just make a little slit in there, and then we'll just rip it off. Okay, and that's what we're going to be working with. So if you have fabric scraps, this would be perfect to use up some of those scraps, or if you are making a project and you cut off just the ends, save them, because you can use this for some rub-ons or to make some great little crafty things for junk journals. That's mostly what I make these days, is junk journals and things to go in my junk journals. Okay, so I'm just going to pull, look at that frayed edge. I love that. Okay, so we're going to use some of these other ones. I have been making, I don't know why, but everything blue has been coming my way these days. So, and I like these. These came with the rub-ons as well. They don't have like numbers or order numbers or anything on them, but this is the packaging. And I like how these ones, you can cut the wings apart because the body's already gone. So if you're trying to put these onto a photo or something, or maybe one of the Tim Holtz paper dolls, you could easily put your other image right here on top of them. But we're not going to use those ones today. I've been using these other ones that are the jumbo-sized rub-ons, florals, just like this. Again, I got them from Tapeology, and you can find my code in my link tree, which I will put in the description box below. But like I said, Tapeology has been having some issues with their orders, so I don't know that they'll be available there. Okay, I don't think I'm going to use this side. And we'll just pull some threads and make it fray. Okay, there we go. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put this. Now, if you're wanting to, you got to kind of think a little bit ahead how you're going to use this little piece of fabric. You can, of course, glue it on to your book anywhere that you'd like. You could slow stitch it. You could do whatever you want to do with it. But I'm going to put it over one of these larger paper clips. So you got to think about the direction that you're going to put it in. And of course, you can make it a hidden paper clip, or you can just put it like this and let it double down. Oops. This might need to pull back this way a little bit. There we go. Okay. So it can kind of double down like this, and then you can easily just slide it onto your page, and it'll be on both sides of the paper. So that's about the size I want right there. Just going to go ahead and snip this here. Can I rip it? Yes, we can. Okay, so just a little chunk. Ooh, look at all these strings. And some people don't snip the strings. I'm still trying to get used to them, but I do snip them a little bit just so they're not here, there, and everywhere. And I know some people are saving these strings too. They're using them to kind of put under things. I don't have a jar of strings. Who has a jar of strings? Do you guys have a jar of strings? You had fun playing with paper today. Yes, Sharon, you got some great paper. I loved your haul. If you aren't following Craft with me, Sharon B, on Facebook, Definitely give her a try. She makes some beautiful cards, and she also makes some fun books too. Okay, so lots of different ways to make these. You can just make a little fold over flap here and let it hang down like this. So you can pull just this little piece in here like so, and then you could glue this here, you could stitch it here, whatever you want to do, and then it can just go ahead and clip into your book. Let's just find a place in here. I'll show you how it's going to go. Okay, if we were going to clip it right here, it could easily just clip just like so. And then you'll just have this little piece here hanging out. Okay. I'm trying to be careful not to rip my little trim there. Okay. So let's go ahead and we'll put some of the rub-ons here down. I got so much stuff everywhere. Okay. So move this kind of out of the way. Whoops. Where did you come from? All right. And I do need that rub-on tool back. So let's figure out what we want to put there. We could put a little flower there, or we could put this, I think I want to put this little pink rose right there. Okay, so I haven't tried these ones on fabric yet, but I have used other ones on fabric and it worked great. So no better time than to try it the first time than when you're on a live, right? Oh. So just kind of center it there. Okay, and then same thing. Uh-oh. Keep your strings in a jar. Yep. Seriously, there is junk journal crafters out there keeping their strings in a jar. So that way they can just grab a little bit out of them and put them, like when they make little clusters and things, they glue all the strings there. So it looks like a little nest under the cluster. I don't know. I'm still trying to adapt to that idea. I kind of like a little mesh, or even like a little bit of some like this gauzy kind of stuff. I like that underneath, but I don't know about string pile. I'm still trying to get with the program there. I don't know. If you like really grungy look, the string definitely adds to the look of the grunge for sure. Okay, this one's got like some tiny little leaves and tiny little stem there, so I want to make sure I go over that part really, really good. And you can see I'm kind of holding it down with my left hand here, just to make sure that it doesn't lift while I'm trying to put it on here. And if you're able to see contrast, I don't see contrast, so it doesn't help me any, but usually it turns a different color, kind of turns like a white chalky color when you have it rubbed all the way down onto the piece of fabric or paper or whatever you're using. I can't see that anymore. So like I said, I have to use my little trick here of just kind of lifting it to see if it stayed. And then remember, it's okay to turn your project around to the way you need to look at it. I think it's going to be good. Yes, it behaved very nicely. Look at that. So right onto the fabric. And it has a nice little touch to it. Now, like I said, you don't have to put it on a paper clip. You could even put this on a little gourd pin, one of the little bulb pins, and just let it hang down as a little charm. I want this to be on here, though. And I am just determined that this is going to work. It needs to work. Okay, so you can put it on like this, and then maybe I'll fold it over like this and put a little piece of lace. I don't know. So I still want it to be able to clip on, so I don't want to completely hide that paper clip. And I want to be able to see the image I just put on there. Okay, so let's find a little scrap of lace that we can put over the top. I'm going to fold this to the front, and then I'm going to glue with some hot glue and put a little piece of lace here. But you could do some little sew stitching there very easily, and that would be really cute. Let's find just a little scrap of lace. Let's see. Oh, I've got this pink. This might be pretty. Could just add a little scrap of lace. Do you guys think that's too dark? Does it take away from my roses? The roses are very light pink. Or does it add just enough fun contrast that you can see? It's going to go on this project here, so there is some darker pink colors in there. So it's not totally at a loss. Let's see, cut that little scrap there in case if we want to use that. Let's see what else I've got. No, I don't want a flower. That one's kind of a pink purple. What are you guys saying? You're safe. Couldn't do strings either. Yep. I do have just this little piece of white too. This might be okay. This is kind of a stretchy fabric. It might get a little bit lost, but it might be just fine. So let's see. All right, so it's between those two. And I've got my hot glue all warmed up here. We're gonna go ahead and just put a little bit of hot glue. Okay, well, I need a little more than that. Come on. It's not all the way hot yet. Who here has used rub-ons, just like these ones? You like it. Do you like the dark pink or the white? Oh, come on. It's like almost there. Almost heated back up. You like the white. Leah likes the white. So we're going to glue this down. It's going to fold over that paper clip. And then, oops, and then we can put, you could also put like some little pearls or something on here. You know, this is a great way to use up some of those leftovers and scraps that you have. You love rub-ons. Sharon does. Yeah, also, oh, I think I like the white too. That just looks really sweet. I think I like it just like this. What do you guys think? We could put both. No harm in that. Lace is just fun no matter how you use it, right? So we could put this one like this and then kind of cover over and just use the border. But I don't know, I still think that pink is almost too dark. I think I like just the white. You like the dark. Ah! I could make another one and do one with the dark and one with the white. That's how we get over it. Okay, let's see. Let's put some glue. And of course, you can use your sewing machine if you like to sew. You can also hand stitch these. You can use Fabri-Tac, Fabri-Fix, whatever it is that you like to glue fabric to fabric with. I just usually use hot glue and it works just great for me. My sewing machine and I are having a little break right now. So, all right, I'm gonna glue this white one on here. So it will just hide our little seam here. And then we'll find a place in that little folio that I have there to clip this in. And of course, depending on how bulky you want this to be, you could glue some little flowers or pearls or whatever you have. Maybe you don't have any rub-ons and you've got some fun decorative fabric. You could also use that instead of doing the rub-ons. But I think the rub-ons are very pretty. It's a fun touch. Something that you can use just little scraps of things for. All right, let's find a place for this. So it needs to go this way. And I think I am going to put it right back here. And I think it kind of goes with this envelope here. And it's going to go on just like that. And then really, it doesn't cause that much bulk the way that I have it now because it's pretty flat in there. So you can see it doesn't really add a lot to that, as long as you didn't put beads or pearls or something like that on there, or bulky extra flowers. And you can move it around. I just think it adds a lot of fun to a project. And then, you know, it is something that you can mass make. So if you have some scraps of fabric, and I've been making a lot of blue things lately, so it would be safe for me to put some of these butterflies on one, and I think that would be beautiful. So let's cut out another one. We can do these butterflies. I love this hydrangea, but that would be really big. So that one is better for me, I think, to do on a page. But I do love these little butterflies. And you could even just put these on little scraps of fabric like this and make them into like a stamp size. So they could be like little faux postage stamps. Oh, and look at these butterflies. They've even got some fun birds over here. So pretty. I think they're fun as a hidden paper clip too, though. Hello, you're new here. Well, welcome in. We appreciate your being here. Oh, you like the pink on top. We can do another one. We can do another one with just the pink. Whoops. Let's find a butterfly that'll go with that pink. How about one of this white one over here? Maybe one of these. Yeah, if you're new here, I'd love it if you'd hit the thumbs up, like, subscribe, do all the things and hang out. We do a lot of paper crafting here, make some junk journals and all the fun things. And then right now and today, I'm part of an event. We are doing a wonderful collab with a few different creators, and there is a link to the playlist in my description. If I could think while I'm working, that would be great. So please check out that playlist if maybe you're looking for some other great crafters as well. Oh, thank you so much. Love it. The Crafts Cafe. Well, welcome. We love having new friends around here, of course. My old friends are always appreciated as well. Okay, and then on this fabric, you can use your inks on here too. So if you want to spray your inks or, you know, do the edges or whatever it is that you want to do, you can definitely do all the things. Okay, so again, we're using rub-ons and we're just going to gently peel off that backing. Be careful with this part because if you scratch it or part of it gets stuck to your finger or whatever, it could tear the rub-on there. Yes, Make All the Things with Me is Leah, and she is our host for this wonderful event. And there's Tamara from Tamara's Designs. She's not in this event, but she does take part in some of our Facebook events, and she also has a YouTube, so check it out. Check out all my friends. We all love new viewers and appreciate everybody. Okay, so then I'm just going to hold over here. I always like to hold part of it while I am using any of the tools with it to try to make it stay in place. just in case if it should lift or whatever, I know the position that it was in. It's kind of like putting it on a stamping platform. You kind of hold it in place there. Okay, let's see if I got enough friction on it there. Now, sometimes the parts that I'm going to be looking for that to make sure that they came off are the antenna, like the little tiny pieces. And I don't think it did because I just saw it lift. And I think it's still on the plastic sheet there rather than onto the fabric underneath. So we'll just give it a good run across and we'll slowly start to peel this up. Nope, that corner is not stuck down either. All right, this tiny design is giving me fits. Make sure. Make sure it's all the way down. Whoops. Now this is not the kind of thing you want to iron down. It stays down with friction, so you don't want to use an iron because it would melt this plastic that it's on. Oh, look at that. It stayed there. All right, we got it. Perfect. Now, if you're putting this onto other fabric that's going to be like washed and dried and all the things, I don't think this would stick up for all of, I don't think it would last through all of those kinds of things. But just for a little junk journal project where it can just be cute and in a journal that's going to stay dry and none of the things are going to be happening to it, I think it's just fine. All right, let's find another paper clip and we'll just make another one like we just did, and we'll use that pink trim. Since this is white, it'll go with it really well. Yeah, I don't know who I saw do this. I'm not the first person to do it. But it is really fun just to use a little bit of fabric with your rub-ons. Like I said, years and years ago, rub-ons used to be so frustrating to use. You'd have to buy the really expensive brands because the cheaper brands just were no good. And that theory has gone because I have used some really cute ones from Dollar Tree that were only $1.25, and they turned out really nice. You can rub them on right onto paper, sometimes onto cardboard, depending what you're doing, and they turn out really nice. So I think the rub-ons industry or whatever, more people have been making them. They've been making them really nice. They work out really good. Of course, you have to be patient and make sure you're using them correctly and that you have them stuck down really good. Okay, so look at that. Just kind of makes like a little pouch right over that. And we can pull that string, get our little fray going. Okay, and now we'll put this little piece of lace. Oops. Of course, you can trim all of these extra strings or you can keep them there. They never worked, the old ones. That's right. The old ones. I remember, I don't know, I was quite a bit younger, and we would try to use them on cards, and it was such a pain because they would always, you'd just get half of it, or, it would basically ruin your design, and you'd have to keep going over and over and trying to line it up, trying to get it right. That's why when the company Lux found me at a trade show, I was like, no, so not interested in rub-ons. And the lady was like, oh, you got to come see. We call these just the rub. And man, they rubbed on like butter. It was so great. But they were kind of pricey. You paid, I think it was like $5 or $6 for one sheet. And it was a hard sell in my store because a lot of people just did not have good experiences with these little rub-ons. But look how cute. All right, let's give it a little shimmer. See if I can still shimmer while I'm on here. The shimmer is going to stick mostly to the rub-on surface rather than the fabric, as long as I apply it just right there. And if it doesn't work, to use the shimmer stick, we could always still use our Nuvo drops. But I think that worked. And my things with wings can still sparkle. Look how pretty. So then I've got more fabric, and we'll just cut another little piece. And just keep going. And I think these are just really fun little hidden paper clips. You can use them as a little bookmark. Yeah, they were words and they were awful. You had the Stampin' Up! Ones. Yeah. Years and years ago, if you weren't buying, I'm surprised Stampin' Up! Ones weren't good, because if you weren't buying like a name brand, man, you were in for a hard craft experience with those. I remember I used to get so frustrated. I was like, these things don't work. But these ones seem to work fine. And like I said, the ones I've tried out in the Dollar Tree, from the Dollar Tree in like the last year or so, they have worked just great. So I think, I don't know, people who are making them are doing a better job or something. Okay, so this one, you could leave it attached here. I'm just going to cut them apart. I don't like trying to put these on when they're too small, because then it's really hard to hold the design down. Like if you have words on a strip or something, word strips are a little bit difficult. Okay, I want one to go this way. And then I want this other one. This could have made two little ones, but I'm just going to let it be two little butterflies hanging out in here. All right. So now they're kind of temporarily stuck down. I remember with the old ones, I used to go, yep, that's it. That's all I'm doing. It's going to look just like this. And I would put a little glue, and I would leave this little little backing piece on it so that I didn't have to ruin it when it would not work. But these are fun, and they clip right into any book. Even if you're not a junk journaler, you could easily use these as a bookmark, or just something fun to decorate any of the scraps that you have. So up after me, this is a collaboration live, and up after me is Christy from Christy's Crafty Cottage. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. I am trying to get to new goals here, so yes, thank you. Greatly appreciate it. If you have any friends that might like the crafts that I'm making, I would greatly appreciate the recommendation and invitation. All the things. Banners on a media board. Absolutely, yeah. Anything that you're doing that you can tack a little piece of fabric on. These are really fun too. If you're doing slow stitching, you could easily slow stitch around these. Put on some little French knots around them. That would be super cute. Okay, I don't think I did this other one at all, so see how my finger just automatically goes to hold half of it. And I think I have, there's something on the surface there. All right, now we'll turn it around so I can hold half and continue. Trying to get this side down. Oh, Christy's not coming on. Okay. Oh, she's not doing well. Oh, poor Christy. She's had such a bad time with her health stuff going on. So I guess I am the last one for the event tonight. We'd greatly appreciate it if you missed any of us, if you'd check out the link to the playlist in the description box below. That will give you all of the crafters that took part in today's event. And everybody had a different craft. We were given free reign to choose what kind of craft that we wanted. And I think that's always so fun, because you never know what you're going to get when you're watching the list of people. Okay, I even got the antennas. See, it came off clean, so that's great. In these little tiny pictures, sometimes it's hard to get those little tiny things on there. Or the other spots that are easy to miss would be like the ends of things. Maybe you didn't rub all the way on the ends, the outlines, those kinds of things. So just make sure you really go over all areas pretty good if you're doing rub-ons. And then, like I said, just really gently kind of lift and see. You can kind of see that the design is transferred from this paper up here down. And then we'll just go real slow and make sure the rest. There's an antenna, so that's great. I remember when I was younger, I used to get so excited. I'd go like, okay, it's going to work. And I would just, oh shoot, it got stuck over here. See, there is things that can easily go wrong. That's going to tear. Darn it. How did I even get hung up over here? Yep, see, it ripped. But I think it still looks okay, actually. So that little wing must have been peeled up just enough to catch the edge of my transfer paper. And there's no way I can get it back on there because it's on the top. So I can't even peel it off. It just like that. However, I think it's okay. It looks like that gave that butterfly some character. He looks like he's been in a little scrap of some kind and he won. So we'll take it. Oh my goodness. Scrappy butterflies. So we'll put this one on a paper clip and then we'll call it quits for the night because Christy was supposed to be up after me so I can go for just a few more minutes into her time. That's right. Not all butterflies have perfect wings. And I think it still looks really cute on there. So we'll take it. He's got some little bit of character and that's okay. He survived something. All right, so we'll do this one here, and then we'll snip this one off at the bottom there. And then this one can go in one of the other books or projects I've been working on. Since it's blue, it's probably going to work just fine. And like I said, if you like to embroider or do some hand sewing, this would be some fun little things you could easily hand stitch around. You could do some little sew stitching onto this part here that I've been folding over. I'll just use hot glue. I know some of you fabric people are cringing as I'm using hot glue. I'm sorry. It's just what I like to use. I don't like Fabri-Tac or Fabrifix or any of those things. They smell funky to me. So I just use my hot glue. It's here. It's handy. And I always do try to smooth it out so I don't get those glue bumps that you can sometimes get with hot glue. And you could still easily hand stitch over this. Now, if you're going to use your sewing machine here, make sure you know where that paper clip is so that when you are doing your stitching, you don't run over the paper clip because that would do some bad things to some sewing machines. And if you already don't have a good relationship with your sewing machine, it's better to not press your luck. Trust me, I can tell you that for sure. Blue one for blue memories too. Yes, absolutely. I've been working on a blue book and it'll go in there just fine. I don't know where it is right this minute, but it is a wonderful little blue book and I think it will be great. I've got this little piece of blue lace hanging out here if I can find the end. There we go. And we can put that right over the top, I think. So just cut a little piece here. And you could easily go through and mass make a bunch of these and have them in your stash in whatever colors. So if you just need a little bit of an embellishment for something, it'll be easy to use. Especially most of the time, butterflies go really well on just about any project. But some of these other flowers, you could just make some ones with little flowers. And if you're making any type of a like botanical journal, garden type journal, spring journal, all the fun things for spring. And then it's just a little paper clip on the back. All right, so there we go. And we could put, you know, a little bow or a little charm or something there too. And then you just kind of have a little fabric dangle there from your paper clip. So, yep, shimmer sticks, that's next. My hand was already reaching, Sharon. All right, we'll let this butterfly, especially the one that lost part of his wing. I injured him. I'm so sorry. Did not mean to do that. I gave you some character there. We'll definitely give you some sparkle. All right. And I'll hold it up so you guys can see it. I don't know if you can see the sparkles or not. I can see them. But let's see. I don't know if the camera catches it. There we go. But yeah, so there's just a hidden little paper clip that will do wonders for you. And again, just a reminder of all of the lovely crafters that were in our event today. Red Brick Home Crafts, Tracy's Crafty Creations, our Backroom Creations, Make All the Things with Me, and then myself, Props and Scraps. So in your opinion, butterflies go with everything. Yes, I think so too. They're just beautiful. Um, did I hear your panic? Yeah, and don't forget the shimmer sticks. What kind of fabric is that? I am not sure. It's just a little scrap of fabric that I got from a thrift store. It kind of feels like a pillowcase, so you could even use a pillowcase. Some cotton or some muslin would do just fine. So yeah, so, all right, guys, have a great night. If you missed any of the crafty collaborators, the link to the playlist will be in the description box below. Definitely go check them out. Give them a thumbs up and all the things. And we greatly appreciate you spending some of your Saturday with us and hope that the rest of your weekend goes well. Bye, everyone. Thanks so much for watching.